Here we go. All right, the games are underway, so let's see what we have. We have Nihal versus Maxime. The clock has started, I believe, as well. Let me put the music back on too, and away we go. Scene is too big. What do you mean? This is a perfect scene. Scene is good. I was reading a tweet by Jacob Ogard. He's a Danish grandmaster. So yeah, that's what I was covering. All right, what do we have? Nihal is maybe a little bit better here, or at least computer gives an edge. I don't really know why. Black's got some nice pawns on the queen side. Now Maxime is actually, we're starting with a London system here, so pretty normal so far, nothing too crazy. No, I think the issue very specifically in relation to cheating online is related to the big events with very large fields, much more so than the small events that have the closed fields. Very specifically Title Tuesday. So let's see what we got here. Oh, knight b6 a blunder. There's knight b5. Oh, knight b5 and rook c7 is apparently winning. We don't get it. So takes, maybe knight c4, knight d6. White should be a little bit better so far. It's not over, no. So we get takes, probably knight c4. Maybe like rook d8 and bishop d6. Now knight b5 is a very serious threat again with rook c7. It's Jover. I don't know. Nihal yawning. I assume we'll get b3 to stop knight c4 at some point. What am I eating? I'm eating some grilled chicken with like a nice tangy teriyaki sauce. I've got some onions and some quinoa. Why am I hating on Kramnik? Jealousy is considered top 2 player of all time. Kramnik is not a top 2 player of all time, first of all. Secondly, why would I ever be jealous of Kramnik? I mean, I know you're probably trolling, but like, out of anybody that I could be jealous of, I mean, there's literally one person I could be jealous of. I could be jealous of Magnus Carlsen, and that's it. Oh, it says baiting. Oh, I didn't even see the username. Nice, dude. Cheers. Good one. Yeah, probably you're gonna get a trade in knight e2. Try to put pressure on the pawn on c6. Pretty slow first game here. Yeah, no, I mean, the only person I could really ever be jealous of is Magnus, and the only reason I could be jealous of Magnus is because he ruined my career. If there's no Magnus, I think my accomplishments would be a lot greater. That's the only reason. But you know, to be fair, I mean, Fabiano and Levon have the same thing. You know, if not for Magnus, I really do believe that Levon would have been #1 at some point, and I also think Fabiano would have been a clear #1 as well at some point too. Yes, Magnus ruined all of our careers, but it's no different than Michael Jordan. Like, it's the same thing. You look at all these great NBA players during that time. I mean, how great would Karl Malone be as an NBA player if Michael Jordan didn't exist? I mean, you assume the Jazz would have won multiple titles, I think. I mean, that's my assumption. Or, you know, another one, look at like Reggie Miller and the Pacers. They probably would have won some too. Of course, the most famous example is the New York Knickerbockers with Patrick Ewing, John Starks, Anthony Mason. You never know. Actually, no, it's more the Knicks than the Pacers. Yeah, I mean, think about the Knicks. If not for those stupid Bulls, Knicks probably win at least 2 or 3, right? I mean, no troll. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I mean, I feel like Jazz, Knicks, and Pacers were the ones who suffered. Okay, so Nihal is basically going to argue that his rook is better than D's knights. We're gonna get knight c7 and knight takes one of the rooks, but he's gonna argue the rook is better than D's knights. Magnus did win his match. Yeah. Andy Murray was in an era, also another example. Yeah, this is Chess Nights. Yeah, we're covering the match between Nihal Sarin and Maxime Vachier-Lagrave. Bishop takes b5 was a move. I mean, I think the thing is D's knights, white doesn't really have an imbalance. He just has the extra pawn on b3. So like once you take the rook, if black gets rook b8, there's no imbalance, and D's knights hold each other very neatly. Knight holds the pawn, and you can go after the weak pawn on b3. So I mean, it is probably like slightly better for white, but I think it's going to be hard to prove anything. And I think I'd actually rather be black here with the two knights. Probably rook b8 and knight f8. So let's see what we get here from Maxime. If not for chess.com, Lichess could have been a thing. No, because Lichess doesn't want to make profit. Lichess just wants to be free source, free everything, free this or that. They're basically like communists. They want free everything for everybody, which is fine on the one hand. If you want people not to have to pay for if you want people to not have to pay for subscriptions and everything, that's fine. But on the other hand, then you're not supporting professional chess, because then you can't have top level events because you have no money to support professional events. So like it goes both ways. So yeah, get 94 here. Apparently Nihal is actually much better. I don't know why exactly. Maybe you can no, but rook a7, there's queen e1. Computer wants rook c8, a move that to me seems completely illogical. Both players seem nervous. Yeah, no, I mean that's the thing. You can say what you want about everything being free, but then you have no support of top players. And honestly, I think having these events for top players it's directly a byproduct of chess.com making so much money that they can sponsor these events. So it goes both ways. We get g3, probably some kind of pawn push here. I don't know which one, although Nihal wants rook a7 because now on check king g2, queen guards the pawn at the end of the day. So Nihal is threatening to stack the towers. I assume he will stack the towers now because queen e1. But king g2, there might be some knight d2 with some kind of mate threat. Still tricky. Ironically, you made the most money on Lichess. Yeah, because there was a sponsor for that event. This is apparently winning. Oh, because you cover the mates on check here, the rook covers both. Oh, so actually this is getting very scary. I think Nihal's gonna win this first game now. I think Nihal's gonna win this game here because Maxime might have to go knight d6, and D's knights are very, very passive suddenly. Yeah, I think Nihal's gonna win the game. So anyway, it is what it is. I mean, both sides have their pluses, I will say that, but it just depends what you're looking for. That's what it comes down to. It just depends what you're looking for. No, I mean he's gonna win this game. I think rook f7 looks winning. I guess knight g, no, then rook h7 and queen g6, rook h7, right? Come on, Nihal. Oh no, internet. Nihal is playing from India. His internet is not so good. Uh-oh. But he is winning the position. His internet was bad last time too. Yeah. Did you break the move record? Apparently I did. I didn't know I did, but I did. Okay, you got to go knight f3. There is queen f3 now with knight f8. Wait, queen f3, queen c8, knight f8 maybe. Wait. Thank you, Lion TNT, for subscribing. Probably queen f3 here, or g5. Oh no, g5 there's queen ch. Ah, he wants queen ch to trade the queens, so I think you have to go queen f3 here. I think queen f3 is the only move here. Yeah, he plays it. I think Nihal's gonna win here. Will I continue streaming Title Tuesday? Absolutely. Maybe 94, but I think you still go b7. No, if Nihal had 94, yeah, Nihal will win now. Yeah, means check. 92, knight c3, king c2, and he wins. Ooh, Nihal's internet held up there. Okay, Nihal up 1-0. Yeah, his internet held up there very nicely. Maxime not happy there, by the way. Not happy at all. You can see from the way he got him from his chair. By the way, didn't we just see the Petrov for the last 3 hours in Magnus's match? Why are we seeing the Petrov again? Yeah, if the internet disconnects Nihal, he loses the game. That's just how it goes. Didn't we just deal with this? Why are we seeing it again? It is not my idea of fun. Probably knight d4 here or g4. White needs to start attacking on the king side because the kings are castled to opposite sides. I think f3 g4 g5 is the idea here. Yeah, f3 and g4. I don't like knight c5 because now the e4 square is covered and I have a free hand to just start pushing p on the king side. I don't like knight c5 at all because now you have no knight. I mean, knight e6, I always have knight f5, so suddenly your knight on c5 not well placed. No access. Knight e6 met by knight f5, and white has a free hand to push the p. I don't like what Nihal's done. I think he's going to lose this game already, just looking at the position and time. Although bishop g5 is a good move. I should stream on YouTube. Maybe I don't like Maxime's body language, by the way. Maxime's body language is always already kind of it's already kind of negative. I don't like his body language. Yeah, I really don't like I don't like his body language. Let me refresh the board again. I mean, theoretically maybe I could stream, but why would I? No, I'm just looking at it and just looking at Maxime. He looks like his hair is unkempt. He already looks unhappy, like he's already way down in the match when he's not. Okay, we got bishop d3. Another endgame, which is kind of annoying. What is F about? What? No, I'm still alive. What do you mean F? I don't even mean by that. Don't scare me, you guys. I play on the 20th. I play my semifinal in 5 days. Probably f6, king f7, and rook h8 makes a lot of sense. He does it. Yeah, he's gonna go here, rook h8. White can't be better here, and we're headed for another endgame that's very, very boring at the start. Very boring start. Computer wants bishop g4. Not sure it's the most human move. I think takes and bishop f5 or takes bishop g4 seem a little bit more human, but we'll see. The one plus here is there is a weak pawn on d5. Mortal Kombat pretty unlikely today. Okay, we got rook e1, probably d4 here or bishop f5. D4 or bishop f5. I expect one of these two moves to be played. I don't like bishop c6. Now after d4 you have a fixed weakness forever here. I really don't like bishop c6, because before, the reason d4 is no good here is after takes you get the bishop to e4 here and you get a bit of a wooden shield. Not a good position for Nihal in this late middle game. Not good at all. Yeah, this is not good at all. This wooden shield is at least one pawn. Yeah, I don't like Nihal's position here. It's a very bad position here because you've got everything on dark squares. Would I quit chess if I was offered 100 million? No. Why would I do that? I don't know why you would say that. Computer wants bishop d7, which if bishop d7 is the best move, I'm not feeling very good for Nihal here, but we'll see. Does Ali Reza have the wow factor? He did once upon a time, not lately. Computer actually thinks this is losing here after rook e8. Apparently takes knight e6 can't. Is this winning? Apparently this king and pawn endgame is actually winning for white, which is kind of dank, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, okay, he misses. He goes king e3. Very hard to calculate knight e6, but it was apparently winning. I think the idea here for Maxime is to put the knight on g3, go king f4, and then knight f5, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and try to win the game. Nihal needs a nap. Yeah, he does. He needs a nap. So we'll see. It's 11 p.m. in India. Yeah, but Nihal's like 12 years old. I mean, Nihal's like 12 years old. Problem is after bishop b5, if you get the bishop on this diagonal, I think it's just a draw, because now you never have knight f5. The way that you win this position, just to show you guys, you get knight f5, takes here, and even if the king were on f7, you can go g5, and this is actually a winning position here, where the king runs over to eat the pawn on d5 or the pawn on g7, and it's just a straightforward win. So if Nihal actually puts the bishop on this diagonal, you never get the yeah, but now knight g2 and knight h4 or e3, I'm not so sure I love this. Like, if you get this position, I think this is very good, right? Is this winning? This is very dangerous for black. Maybe not winning, but very dangerous. When I was young, I used to sleep at 9 o'clock. I mean, when I was young, I mean, there were a couple times I'd stay up for like 2 days or more. Yeah, when I was young, I could stay up for like 2.5 days. Not that that's healthy, not that I recommend it, you guys, but I could actually do that when I was younger. Now, of course, I can't do that even if I want to. No chance. No. Yeah, I think like 2 or 3 times I would there were a couple times I stayed awake for like 2.5 days straight. Yeah. No, when I was young I could do anything, but now I'm old. Okay, so idea to reroute the horse, f5 or bishop b5, I think are the only 2 logical moves here. At 24 hours I could probably still do. Ooh, G5. Ooh, that is a very bold move. Nihal just gives Maxime a free pass pawn here, protected pass pawn at that. Like 93. This looks very scary. I mean, maybe this is a draw, but this looks horribly scary to me. I assume what's going to happen is Maxime's going to walk the king all the way over this way and eventually win the game. I assume that's what's going to happen. I've done it. I did a 24-hour stream. Last one I did was in, I want to say late 2020, but I'm not sure I could still do a 20-hour or a 24-hour stream, but who knows. Probably king e2 and walk the king over. King e2, king d2, walk the king. That's what I expect, but Maxime being very, very slow here, very slow. So let's see what we get here. Probably king e2. If you started the stream at the beginning of your day, you could. I mean, I've done 24-hour streams, but I mean, it's like the thing I would say about streaming is as you get older, like it's like an hourglass is how I'd put it. It's like an hourglass where at the start you can just stream forever. Like there's no minimum almost. It doesn't mean you can stream 24 hours, but like when I was going strong in like early 2020, I streamed every day for like 5 months, and I swear I must have been streaming like 8 hours every single day. And so like when you're streaming, see, yeah, Maxime's gonna walk the king, and I think he's gonna get an entry here eventually. Like it's like an hourglass where I could just stream forever almost, but as you get older, it's like there comes a point where it's like you can't do it the same way. Like I can still do long streams, but I can't do long streams every single day in that kind of manner of speaking. Now king b4 might allow f5 here. I think h6 is what the computer wants. It does. It wants h6 here, and then walk the king over. Yeah, when I was at TSM, I streamed some insane hours. Yeah, probably takes in king b3. No, and it's too little time. Oh, not 95. King a4. Yeah, now you just walk the king, like king b6 and a4, a5, a6. Just walk the dog. Yeah, a4, a5. Good win for MVL in game number 2. Match is gonna be all squared at king c5. Match will be all square at 1 game apiece here. Yeah, I mean, he's getting too low on time. I mean, he's getting so low, there's just no chance. d6, king c6, king c7, easy. Yeah, so it's 1-1, so we have a match tied at 1 so far. Let's keep going. Game number 3, Nihal with the white pieces. Get d4 here, knight f6, knight f3. I'm also watching this match, you guys, because I'm kind of curious to see what the openings are for whomever I play. Like, it gives me a good read for what they're going to play against me. My gut says that Nihal's going to win, though. Okay, there we go. Oh, wait, it's not showing. Wait, what? Where's the second cam? What the heck? Wait, what? Wait, what? Did I lose it somehow? 1 second. I had a second capture. Maybe I messed it up. I must have accidentally deleted it. Okay, there we go. All right, better. I must have accidentally deleted the second cam when I wasn't paying attention. So 1 second. There we go. See. Got the edges right. That's good. Perfect. There we go. There we go. Close enough at any rate. Not perfect production, but good enough. So there we go. All right. Nebo was very bad against Magnus. I mean, it happens. It was very clear that once he fell behind early, it was not going to be happening. We got h6. Let's see what Nihal plays. Bishop d3, maybe e4 here to open up the center. Maybe queen b3 down the road. Well, queen b3 runs into the c4 idea. Magnus did not play his best shots. Not even close. MVL super strong and blitz. MVL is a great blitz player. No doubt about it. Very, very good player. Very, very good player. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, let's see what we get. Waiting for a move here from Maxime. I think you'll win this tournament easy. Nah, it's gonna be tough. Whoever wins this will be a tough match, and if I win that, I'll have to play Magnus. So no, I mean it's not any kind of guarantee whatsoever. Yeah, I had $60 on the Hikaru, Magnus, and Nihal parlay. Okay, I mean I think Nihal, I think Nihal is gonna win this match. That's just my general prediction. I think that eventually in the bullet, Nihal is probably going to outclass him just very slightly. I don't see Wesley making it through. Honestly, I just don't see that happening. That's what I would say. I just don't see it happening. Just don't really see it happening. Anyway, all right. Who's Wesley playing? Wesley will be playing El Magneto. He will be playing Magnus Carlsen himself in the semifinals. Yeah. Probably knight g5 and some knight e4 here, I assume, like knight e4, one of the knights to e4, I expect. Okay, bishop a6, so he's trying to trade the bishop to get the knight into e4. Computer doesn't like it, don't ask me why, but it doesn't. Oh, they switched the scene again. Okay, there we go. Yeah, folks didn't see Wesley rolling Magnus in the 960. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Can orgs like chess.com overtake FIDE at some point? Definitely possible. I think there's one thing that stands in the way of that, which is very specifically the World Chess Championship, the cycle specifically. I think that if chess.com were to create the I don't know, the grand World Championship, or the grand championship of chess or something, if they were able to create something like that and essentially invite all the top players, I think they could easily do it. But right now the world championship is a big reason that it's not happening so far. Yeah, we get queen a6, we get the trade. Surprise computer likes white's position so much here. I don't really see why white should be much better, honestly. So let's see, we have knight d3, pressure on the pawn. I think the big reason, actually, I just realized why black is in trouble is if you try to guard the pawn, there's this knight f4 issue, and after e6 takes, you lose the knight on d6. You end up down a pawn here. So primarily it's this issue with the two pawns. How do you guard the two pawns and this knight? If you could magically say put this knight on f6, for example, white is a little bit better here, but the knight just guards everything and black has no big issues. But because the knight's on d6 and there's this knight f4 hook, there's some slight issues. So he goes knight b7. Okay, so knight b7 idea, very nice move, because now knight f4 e6, there's no knight on d6, and black's probably okay. Daniel or Wesley 1-0, probably Daniel. I mean, in bullet I put Daniel above everyone except myself, Magnus, and Ali Reza. What do I think of Nihal's future? I think Nihal's future is very, very bright. Very bright, but he needs to play more over the board. He needs to play more classical. 1+1 is Daniel top 10. No, I don't think even close, actually. Like in 1+1 write-off, I'd put the following players above him. Outside of the usuals, I would put Artemiev. I think would dominate Daniel if it was 1+1. Who else? There's someone else I'm thinking of very specifically who's a top player. I feel like maybe Nepo would just beat him in 1+1 too, honestly. But there are a couple of people who in 1-0 would get steamrolled by Dania, but in 1+1 they would probably be the favorite. Andreikin, another guy who I think in 1+1 probably a favorite against Dania, but in 1+0 I think Dania just crushes him. This tournament is not comfortable for Nihal. It's very late, his internet is laggy. Yeah, that's what it is. Andreikin is just generally a very dangerous player, but I would say 1+1 Andreikin and Paravian, the two Russians, they're very, very good, but in 1+0 they're just missing a little bit, but in 1+1 I think they'd both be very dangerous to play. Very, very dangerous. You and Magnus are fast players, also true. Now apparently Nihal has a big edge again. I don't know why. I'm assuming maybe there's like rook h1 and you stack the rooks. Maybe you go here, put something here, and play on the dark square weaknesses, maybe. Actually, I'm not wrong. I think it just wants rook h1, bishop g3, rook h2. It says like rook h1, knight c6, bishop d6 apparently. Don't ask me why, but White should be a little bit better here. Yeah, I mean, Andregan is a great player. I wish he had more chance to play over the board. Pravian is not Czech. Pravian is Russian. He's Russian, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, you guys, anywho, okay, so still waiting for a move here. Let's see what we get from Nihal. I mean, Rook H1 or 95 are the two moves that probably can be played. Do I have a Spotify playlist that I listen to? Yes, I do. So we get 95. Probably knight c6 will be played here, although I'd be worried about some knight d7 idea and something happening on the dark squares down the road. I know how bad this is for black, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look like a good position for Maxime. I think the dark square issues are very, very serious in the long term. What I think of Prague's future, I mean, at least in classical, sorry, not classical. I feel like, well, in classical and rapid, his future is very, very bright too. I mean, it's hard to know who's going to get there. I mean, I've said before in classical chess, I think not Vitas, sorry, I think that Gukesh is by far and away the cream of the crop. He's easily the strongest Indian junior player. So that's the first things first. He's easily the strongest Indian junior player when it comes to classical. Rapid, I would put Prague and maybe Arjun ahead of him. So but it just depends. So Nihal's getting ready to go knight g4 and mate Maxime on the H file here. Let's see what we get. We've got 57 minutes. It's actually very, very slow start. I think we're probably not going to get more than 4 games in the first 45 minutes again, which is a very low number. Very, very low start. Very low start. He'll go knight g4 and bishop e5 and rook h7. Almost for sure knight g4. Maxime very low on time here. Yeah, knight g4, bishop e5, infiltrate, and I think there's a very high chance that Nihal, actually maybe bishop f4 computer likes more, but bishop e5 or bishop f4, some infiltration here, and white should be winning. Ding has been super low-key. I don't know what Ding is up to. I honestly have no idea what he's doing these days. It's just, it is what it is, as the saying goes. Yeah, it is what it is. How do I think Vita's been doing after the World Cup? I assume that Vita is struggling a lot. Not too different from Samuel Shankland. So like Sam Shankland 2 years ago in the World Cup, he was very, very close to making. He lost a heartbreaker to Sergei Karyakin. Very similar to what happened to Vita here. Vita was so close to winning it all. Oh, bishop c7, nice move. Rook g7 apparently wins. Wowzers. Hard move to play, but can Nihal sack the rook is the question. It's a hard move to find with not a lot of time. Let's see, can Nihal find the rook sack? It's a big sack here. He does. Wow, nice. And now he's gonna go rook h8 and create the Arabian mate, and if you go rook 8, I just eat the juicer on b6. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful from Nihal. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, there's only king d6. Maybe he just resigns. Yeah, brutal. Great win for Nihal. That was a fabulous win. Fabulous win. So score is 2-1 in favor of Nihal now. So 3 decisive games to start the match. Yeah, that was very nice. This game probably will be the last game before the first break, if I had to guess. This should be the first break. Yeah, they take a break at 45 minutes, so we'll see if they get to the break there or not. Maxime just doesn't look very happy though when you look at him. c4, I believe black goes either knight f6 or c6. I think those are the two moves here. Arju was playing from the same place yesterday that Nihal was playing from today. Oh really? Okay. Oh yeah, so I was saying Vita and Shankland. Yeah, so I'm saying Vita probably is heartbroken, much like Shankland was, and I assume it's going to take him quite a while to get over it. So it's just heartbreaking when you're that close to the World Cup. And in Vita's case, he was playing someone who was weaker than him too. So yeah. Maxime just knows he stands no chance versus you or Magnus. Maybe, maybe not. You never know. That's why we play chess. So, yeah, who knows? Okay, rook e1, probably knight f6 and then knight c3. Again, I'm pretty sure this is standard theory. Nihal, I don't recall him being a major Petrov player, but I guess he is. So something like that. Once again, for those of you guys who are watching, if you have not already hit that follow button here on Kick, make sure you hit that follow button. We're 79,658 followers, so very close to 80,000, which is pretty good. We've only been streaming on Kick for, I want to say, about 5 months, so almost to 80,000 followers. If you do hit that follow button, you'll get notified and everything else that comes with it. So make sure you do hit that follow button if you haven't already, so you are notified whenever I am live on Kick. So make sure you do smash that follow button, as we say. All right, waiting for a move here from Maxime. I assume he'll go knight c3. Takes knight c3. I don't think this is actually anything special after knight e7 for white, but so I assume we'll get knight c3. Yeah, we almost have 80,000 followers on Kick. Yep, yeah, pretty close. Can you use prime on Kick? No, you cannot, unfortunately. Classical chess online is not possible. I'll tell you guys why it's not possible. It's not possible at all. Bishop f4, interesting idea too. Not possible at all because people will have to get up and go use the bathroom. If someone goes away from the board for a minute, things can happen, and so then you're on an honor system 100%. And it's just, yeah, it's not realistic, let's put it that way. Where is the unfollow button? Good one, you guys, thank you. Yeah, toilet cam kappa, toilet cam, yes, exactly. Yeah, totally. It is what it is, the saying goes. So anyway, Maxime is up a little bit of time here. Nihal has to worry about bishop b4, knight c3. There might be like rook a d8 here, or bishop b4. Bishop b4 I think is actually the best move. Okay, so let's see what we get from Nihal. Maybe like rook fe8 here, or rook a d8. How bad did Magnus beat Nepo on the bullet? It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. There's a free pawn, but it might just be temporary because you're going to hang the pawn on d4. And now all D's pieces, including D's knights, are way up in the center here. And very, very hard to play for white. What do you do to avoid tilting in chess? It's very difficult to avoid tilting. Very difficult. How do they prevent cheating? I would say, I'll say it again, as I said earlier, in these sort of closed events with minimal players, where you can have multiple proctors watching watching like 2 players or 4 players at most, I believe their anti-cheat is 100% sufficient on chess.com. I think that I think that separately, yeah, just so you guys know what there is, you have 2 cams. You cam here, you've got screen share, they're on a delay already. Between all those factors, like I really don't believe it's possible to cheat, and I believe that if someone tried to cheat, they would get caught, just to be very clear. So I think it would be very, very obvious. Okay, waiting for a move here. Apparently queen e2 is a mistake. I don't know why. Oh, because you're gonna get ice skater on the back here with queen d1, maybe. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, you're gonna get ice skatered here, I think, because after takes, there's an ice skater on the back rank. No, it looks like Maxime's blundered here. He's gonna have to go knight c3, but yeah, it doesn't look good, let's put it that way. What if they post picture or TV way up out of sight of the back camera? I think it'll be way too obvious. If someone's literally looking up like that every 10 seconds, it's gonna be pretty obvious. Pretty obvious. Yeah, I mean, I really do believe that when it comes to these I look all over naturally. Yeah, that's true, but again, if someone were cheating, you will notice that they're going to consistently be looking at the same spot. Like if someone has a camera here, they're gonna look, you're gonna notice the eye action very consistently. That's why I don't believe someone could cheat, because it's gonna be very, very obvious when like at critical moves, they continue to look over the same direction all the time. Yeah. I assume Nihal is gonna win this match, but again, we'll see what happens. Someone talking through the headphones. Okay, you guys, we're on delay. We're on delay. You forget about that. It's not in real time, so someone can't do it. I mean, unless you're claiming someone literally has in real time has access. Like, I mean, come on, be serious. Yeah, I mean, you're on a delay, so you'd have to take like 30 seconds on a critical move basically, and you have to do it every critical move. Like it would be very obvious. Like it wouldn't even be a question. Yeah. If you have a partner on site, it's easy. No, it's not, because again, you guys, they have cameras that show the whole room. You have audio on. I mean, if people want to basically be paranoid and search for the ghost that doesn't exist, I mean, that's on them. You know, if that's what Kramnik wants to do, fine. But the simple reality is that, like, I just don't believe for a second you're chasing a ghost that I just don't believe exists, and I don't know what the motives are behind that for chasing the ghost exactly, but whatever. Got bishop e5 here, attacking the queen. Kramnik's just match. I think Kramnik, there are parts that are valid, but the biggest issue is that with what Kramnik is saying, it should apply to the people who are the simple short sweet answer is that the people who are likely cheating are the people who do not have cameras set up and are not on camera in any shape or form. That's the simple answer, especially as it relates to Title Tuesday. But a lot of people, for whatever reason, don't seem to understand that. So yeah, you could connect headphones to your phone. Okay, dude. Yeah, but even if you're on a phone call, you're on delay. How are you getting around the delay? You can't get around the delay because the games are not in live chat. So like even what I see here is not in real time. This is delayed by 15 or 30 seconds. I think it's a 15-second delay, but it might be 30, but it's delayed. So how am I supposed to get around it? The screen share is in Zoom with chess.com. There's a screen share literally in Zoom. Someone can be in the same room while you have to scan your whole room. Again, like, I mean, like, seriously, I mean, you're gonna say, like, of course it's not. There's no way you can be 100% sure that it's not possible, but like, seriously, I mean, you really have to stretch to you have to really stretch to you have to stretch to extraordinary lengths to try and prove it. Like, it's extraordinary length. Your computer video can be spit out and shown in another room. I'm sure technically you could, but I mean, it's really like going to like the nth. Yeah, it's going to the nth degree. Yeah, I mean, it's just like too much. Anyway, let's get back to the chess. We have even material here. Let's see what Nihal does here. He plays rook e6. There's like bishop g3 maybe. There's bishop g3 here. There maybe is bishop d4. Who would I prefer to play? It doesn't really matter. Yeah. Music? Yeah. So anyway, we have rook g6 played, probably rook g3 here. If f3, you take the pawn on h3 here. What happened to the music? You're right. Did the music just die? Oh, did I accidentally pause it somehow? I guess I did. Anyway, all right, probably queen f2. We're probably gonna get a draw here after queen f2. Nihal's time management has not been very good, but it's been good enough. There's bishop a7 and rook d8 maybe. So he does take. Queen d2, rook a8, rook a1 probably. Rook a1 and then bishop d4. Do I think Magnus beat Nepo? I don't know what you mean by that. Rook e2 maybe. Rook f2. Yeah, this time management is impossibly bad from Nihal. Maybe queen f4 to trade. Yeah, trading undouble the pawns. f5, g4, rook d2, of course. I would have gone to d2, not b2. Rook e2, maybe. You have to be very careful here. a5 or rook f2, rook f2. Or wait, no, then rook f3. Wait, rook b6, maybe. Rook b6 now, and then a6, b6. Yeah, Nihal's just you cannot play with no time. Yeah, I mean, you just cannot play with no time like this. It's just too much what Nihal's doing. Yeah, I mean, he's trying to play these games with 2 seconds on the clock for like the last 20 moves. It's just not possible to. It's not possible against a player as good as MVL to do that. Just not possible. Yeah, it's 2-2 as they hit the first break. Yeah, they're on the first break. So yeah, it's the first break. They haven't reset it, I guess. So it should be the first break. Yeah, now they're on the break, right? So yeah, so it's 6 minutes until they resume everything. Anyway, let's get back to the chess because they have started. Let me turn everything back on. There we go, and let me put the music back on as well. So anyway, so yeah, I mean, again, it is what it is. It is what it is. Wait, where were my camps? I'm just checking one thing. There we go. Anyway, so all right, where's the game? Sorry, game number 5. Here we go. Next game, we've got more London action as usual. Oh, what if Kramnik is right? Well, I'm fairly certain that he's not right on certain parts of it. Is there a free pawn here? Knight takes d5. This looks like a free pawn unless I'm crazy. It is a free pawn, yeah. But you know, there's another big problem that I would say as well, which is the other problem with chess, more so than almost any other game, is there's certain moves like you can't quantify or classify them, and that's what makes it so difficult. That's what makes it so incredibly difficult. Is that, for example, there are certain moves like I'll give you an example in this position. Okay, well, rook takes e3 is not a hard move to find because it draws, but like if there's some move that's like it's not human, but like only it's like intuition and feel in terms of like why I would explain that a move doesn't feel right versus otherwise, and it's very, very difficult. Very difficult. He didn't take what, that was just an easy draw. But do you give your odds wife when you play in chess? No, she doesn't want to play with odds. She wants to beat me. That's a champion's attitude, you guys. That's like what that's a top G attitude, right? Anyway, let's keep going. I don't know why I said that, but hey, whatever works. All right, let's see what Nihal does here. Let's see what we get. Yeah. What is the police? Why are you putting police nefarious Moongrass? What's police? Yeah, I don't know what you mean by that, but anyway, no, of course not. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, why did you play every time h3 against Fabrizio Caruana? You were disrespecting him. I played h3 because I'm basically giving Fabiano the respect that he's a great opening theoretician. His preparation is amazing. That's why I did it. Yeah. Okay. Maybe you can't go e4, you hang d4 here. Rook d5, big threat here for Maxime. Hard position to play. Would I say Nihal is one of the most entertaining players because he goes so a long time? I don't think that's what matters, but the thing is that for Nihal, he's just always very he's a good player. He's a very good blitz player. Actually, I mean, there have been many players who've come and gone, but without a doubt, Nihal is the player who's most reminiscent of myself, without a doubt. In terms of the fact that he's very good at blitz and bullet, plays a lot of online chess, not as good in classical chess for sure. He's still high 2600s or like 2670s 80s, whatever it might be, but definitely lagging behind in classical chess, and very, very reminiscent of myself, more so than anyone else I've seen, at least since I was coming up. Blink twice if you need help. Yeah. Nope, I do not need help. Oh right, they changed the scene. There we go. Yeah. When you were 2670, you were dominating the ICC pool. Well, yeah, I was a boss at blitz and bullet chess, but over the board I was okay, but nothing special at class. I mean, nothing special, maybe a little bit too far, because I was still a good player, but I'm just saying I wasn't at the same level. Like when I watched Nihal play blitz and bullet, I'm just like, wow, this kid is really, really good, very, very good player. But then over the board, he's like around, he's like what, 2694, you say? So he's like, he's knocking on the door kind of, but it's still not at the same level, I guess. Yeah. Do I think MVL looks like Batman? MVL looks like many things. I don't know if Batman's what I would say. Doom. Okay, so we got B4 here. Let's see what Maxime does. Maybe rook e5 here. So let's see what we get here from let's see what we get here from Nihal. Apparently he's winning here. I don't know why he is, but apparently. Anyway, where were we? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Apologies, you guys, just lost my train of thought. That does happen sometimes. Okay, so Nihal, a computer likes queen f3. He's Nihal way down on clock, by the way, down 2 minutes again. Nihal's time usage is not going to get it done. Not going to get it done. Yeah, like his time usage is so sketchy. Like it's too easy for black to play. Like rook e5 is a move, queen d3 is a move. If Maxime uses his time correctly, I think he's going to survive this game, even though the computer does not like his position. So we'll see. So queen d4 and now queen f5 apparently is okay. I guess check and you go, no, maybe not king e6. I guess this is apparently a draw, but don't ask me why. But we'll see. I mean, whoever I play, it's going to be interesting. I did beat Nihal last year in, I think, the semifinals as well, before playing Magnus Carlsen in the finals. Again, we'll see what happens. Every year is a new battle, so we'll see. So okay, waiting for a move here. Let's see what Maxime does. Time is he's still up a minute here, but he's been thinking for over a minute on this move. Maybe queen c7's a move to hit the diagonal too, like something like this. Maybe like this makes some sense. Maybe queen c7's a move to play. Why are players like Fabian or Nepo not as good? I would say the reason they're not as good is because just Magnus and I have a much better natural feel for the game. I would say Fabian or Nepo are players who are incredibly good theoreticians. Their opening preparation is incredible, but their natural feel of the game is not as good. That's what I would say. The natural feel is just not as strong. Like the pure playing abilities of Magnus and myself are just much higher. And I'm not trying to flex when I say that, but that's just reality. Basically, yes, the pure talent that Magnus has and I have is just much higher. And we're able to just do better with positions that we're not familiar with. Yeah, Messi versus Ronaldo. I don't know what you mean by Messi versus Ronaldo, but anyway, yeah. So okay, let's see, we're waiting for a move from Nihal. What is Nihal gonna do here? The time is ticking down. Plays e4. I'm very scared for Nihal. I think he still can draw this game because it's a simplified position with only queens and rooks on the board, but his time usage just is not there. You never were a world champion though. Yeah, because you have to beat a certain guy to get there. That's the problem. There's a certain guy you have to beat, and unfortunately he's unfortunately very good. Very unfortunately for all the rest of us. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, it's really it is really unfortunate. Probably h4, or no, h4. There's f4 never, or there's f4 trapping the rook though, so maybe h4 or g5 maybe. I like queen a2. Maybe rook g5. Yeah, he plays it. Ooh, tough move here, tough move. Come on. Maybe rook g3 to draw, then queen c4. La 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 la. Nihal's starting to fall apart again. Nihal's just a little bit too slow. He's just a little bit too slow. Let's see if he finds rook f5. Rook f5 is apparently the winning move according to the computer. Takes, okay. Queen d6, I assume. Oh, because now there's some queen b1. There's some queen b1 trickiness, right? Like there's some queen b1 stickiness, I think. Ah, king e2, check. Oh, it's just mate. It's just check, check, takes. Rook g1, mate. Yeah. Is a 100 million lawsuit coming in the way of Kramnik? What you mean? What you mean is Han's gonna sue Kramnik, or what do you mean? I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean by that exactly. Anyway, it's over. Yeah. You're saying yes? I don't think so, but I don't know. I mean, I would assume not, just simply because Kramnik's not from the US. It would be like kind of crazy, like because Kramnik doesn't ever have to come to the US. Like if Kramnik doesn't come to the US, it's like if someone lives like in China and you try to sue them in the US, like if someone lives in China, you try to sue them in the US, good luck with that. Like because they'll literally just never come to the US, and it's like what can you do? So all right, we get castles. Let's see what we get here from Maxime. There's like bishop d3 to play against the e-pawn. This is already looking bad for Nihal. It's not the start you want for sure. We get it, bro. You invest in who invests in stocks? I don't know who. Who invests in stocks. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, was I in New York in 2001? In 2001 I would have been 14. Yes, I was living in White Plains, New York. Correct. Yeah. Funny, computer wants bishop h6. I was wondering if it was playable. I assumed it was nothing, but maybe. But let's see what we get. Let's see. Waiting for Maxime's move. He's looking at bishop h6, I think, here. Whether he'll play it or not is a whole separate question. Nihal said 5-minute games are difficult, harder to play than 3-minute. I mean, 5 minutes are not easy for sure. How's your day of watching chess? I'm enjoying it. I'm picking up little tidbits about this match between MVL and Nihal. I'm more interested in Nihal because obviously Maxime I've played a million times, so I have a pretty good idea of what he plays. So we'll see. Although this game, Nihal is the one who's up a lot of time on the clock very early on. He's up a lot of time here. Hasn't MVL been playing different openings? With black, yes. With white, he still plays much of the same openings. Are all super GMs millionaires? The top players are probably pretty close on average, I would say, but not necessarily. I would say if they've been near the top for more than for probably 6 years, then probably they are. That's what I would say. If they've been at the top for more than 5 years, they probably are. They probably have over $1 million. Yes, but that's only if they've been there for quite a few years. But it's all relative too, because on the other hand, it depends who you're talking about. Because I'm like Mamedyarov, I don't know if he is. Like I mean I totally respect Shaq, he's a great player and everything, but he doesn't, his income is a lot lower than other top players potentially, so I'm not actually sure. I'm not actually sure. It varies depending where you're from and other things. No, when I say millionaire, I don't mean earning more than $1 million a year. I mean that they've earned, they probably, even after taxes, they have $1 million in their bank account. That's what I mean. So how come it's lower? Just chess just doesn't pay that well. Yeah, I mean it pays well over time. I mean, don't get me wrong, like it's a very good living. I've said it many times, it's a very good living. Like you should not complain if you're a pro chess player, because it's much better than so many parts of the world. But I mean at the end of the day, you know, if you're a top chess player, like you would probably on now, I mean things have improved in the last couple of years, but I would say only the top, like I would say basically the top 10. Like when I was playing professionally before the pandemic, I mean I was very close to top 5 pretty consistently, and my I think my best income year, like after taxes, after expenses, was maybe like 250,000 maybe. That's after expenses and after taxes, which is still quite amazing, don't get me wrong. But if you have one bad year and you go down, like your rating falls 50 points, adios to at least half of your income. Easily you lose half, because you don't get the invite to the Grand Chess Tour, which probably comprised like a good 50-60% of my income at least. So yeah, by the way, it looks very good. It looks very good here for MVL. I said Mamedyarov because I saw some stats showing that he earned like $1,000 in 2020. Like he literally earned like $1,000 in all of 2020. Maybe it was 2020 or 2021, but they showed some stats of chess players, and yeah, it's like he literally made $1,000. So ooh, knight f5, bishop f8, maybe just f3. This looks like great for white here. This looks great for white. I can see why there's so much more stress involved. Yeah, I mean chess is, I mean there's a lot of stress, because at the end of the day, that's also why I think for a lot of players they don't do as well, because maybe just like rookie 3 and rookie 1, because at the end of the day, like you're almost playing to maintain your rating level versus improving. If you improve your rating level, it doesn't change a whole lot, but if you fall, it changes a whole wide world of everything. So it just depends. It's all relative. But I would say, like, that is the thing, is that at the end of the day, at the end of the day, like, you're playing not to lose rather than playing to win at a certain point. I was so bummed when MVL lost is leading the COVID candidates fiasco. Yes, a hot take. In another timeline, MVL wins the candidates tournament. In another timeline, bishop f4 here and queen g4. MVL plays a world championship match against Magnus Carlsen. Yeah, actually, another world, in another timeline without COVID, MVL is playing there. Mind you, the MVL only got in because of COVID, because Radjabov withdrew due to COVID concerns. But nonetheless, you know, if you look at the world after Radjabov withdraws, if the pandemic doesn't happen and they don't have to pause the tournament halfway through, MVL wins that tournament. I would say in my heart of hearts, I believe like with 80-90% likely chance that he wins the event. But unfortunately for MVL, the tournament was postponed, and the rest, as they say, is history. MVL, however, is off to a good start here again. He's going to win this game too, take a 4-2 lead, I think. Weak pawn on h6, bad king, not a good position at all. Feels like you've done better in turns because you don't care about the result or the money. Absolutely, that's exactly why I'm doing better. That is a large part of the reason. When you can just play chess freely and you're enjoying it, and it's not, you don't have all the stress around making the income or those sorts of things, it's a lot easier. Probably queen h3 hitting the pawn on h6. If h5, just like g4. Actually, h5 knight g3 is just good. So rook f3, load the rook up. Rook f3 knight e7, maybe not so easy. Am I against classical chess? No, I enjoy classical chess quite a bit still. But the problem with classical chess, as I said, is it depends whether the players want to play interesting chess or whether they want to be boring. If a player wants to be very boring, it's very hard to get an interesting game no matter what. It doesn't matter whether you're white or black, either color. It's very, very difficult. I thought streaming was your main source of income. It is, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm playing better chess, because I don't have to worry about all the other stuff anymore. I like knight h4 here, so now if you bring the queen, there's knight f5 back, and now you just lose the pawn. And if you go back, now I jump with the queen, there's rook f3, knight g6. It's all very, very ugly here. Very, very ugly. Why don't the other top players stream too? Because they weren't streaming during the pandemic when everything blew up. And to try, and I've said before, if you start streaming, it's basically something you have to do for the right reason, which is because you have a passion for it. You have to have a passion for streaming. So if you do it because you're just trying to make money or something like that, you're never going to succeed, because so much of it is about just hard work and doing something that you enjoy and hoping that there will be something will pop off at some point. So that is the thing. And it's like for top chess players, normally when you go to events, you do simultaneous exhibitions, things like that, you just get paid money to show up. You get paid X amount of money for showing up at the event. If bishop e7, I think there's g4 to win the queen, or rook f7. So yeah, it's all kind of relative. And if for chess players who are used to getting paid just for showing up, and then they have to stream and maybe earn like 20 bucks an hour, if that, on their first streams, they're not going to want to put in the effort on something that there's no guaranteed return on. And of course you have other issues like not being entertaining, etc. But bottom line is they're not getting paid. So that's a large part of why I don't think any of them even start or even bother trying to start. Okay, let's see. Waiting for a move here from Nihal. Bishop e7, bishop g7, queen d1, rook f1 looks bad. Not many moves here. Yeah, streaming is not for anyone. Yeah, Anish maybe, but it's very late at this point. It's too late. Okay, rook f5 I assume, or rook f1. One of these two moves will be played. Apparently that's a mistake, so queen e2. Apparently. Ooh, mistake time. Okay. What was it? Oh, you can take, and you have rook e5 because takes is mate. Okay, very hard to play with seconds on the clock. What do we get? We got rook f7. Okay, you block and just trade the bishops and go queen e6, I assume. Takes queen e6 should just be winning. Yeah, takes queen e6 must be winning here for white. Check. Knight f5 is good. Knight g6 is good. Both knight moves just win on the spot. Knight g6 is good enough here. Okay, Maxime wins. He's up 4-2. Game number 7 starting now. Vita had a really good streaming career, but he left it to focus on chess. Well, the problem for Vita is his audience was Indian, and the lot of the stuff in terms of like monetization is much lower. And then secondly, Vita was not able to maintain both. When he was like when he was streaming and then he started trying to play chess, his results weren't great. So he sort of had to pick, and I think he made the right choice ultimately, because streaming, I don't know, like maybe it could have become much bigger, but considering the audience that he has, I'm not so sure that it would have ever monetized the way that he really would have liked for it to. So I think ultimately he made the right choice. MVL is in bullet, should be able to hold his own. Yeah, he can always stream later. That's not true though. Electrificatus. Generally with streaming, this again is based on my personal experience. I think there's a window when like certain streamers or certain games just pop off, and when you have that window of time, you have to capitalize on it. Like, it doesn't come around. Like, I would say, like, people who start streaming chess now, like, they might have some success, but they're never going to have the blow up success that we all had in 2020 during the heart of the pandemic. I don't think that will ever happen again. So it's like that's what I would say is you can stream later, sure, but if you don't capitalize when everything is massive, it's just like that. There's a very small window of time when that's possible. Wait for the next lockdown. Yeah, you're gonna probably be waiting another 100 years, you guys. Isn't it every 100 years we get a pandemic like what happened? If you're like Nemo, no, you guys, very funny, very funny. Get A6 here, maybe C5, maybe B4 here. Yeah, every 102 years exactly. Yeah, gonna be waiting a long time. But yeah, so I mean, again, I think VNet made the right choice. But yeah, lots of streamers stopped after the boom died down. Yeah, many people did stop. I think most of us in chess have continued with it, which is great to see. I mean, Levy doesn't really stream anymore, but he makes videos still very, very relevant. And so I mean, I think it just depends. It just depends. But all the big ones we still stream. Like I stream, Botez streams. I mean, Levy does a lot of videos, like which I'm happy to see. I am happy to see that. There's so many new female chess streamers. It's kind of weird. Okay, I mean, I don't know what you're trying to get me to say something wrong. I know you're trying to get me to say something inappropriate, but not happening right now. So all right, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Don't bait my grandpa. Yeah. All right, let's see what Maxime does here. I guess it's a little bit better for white, but I don't know if it's like much better or just a little bit better. Although isn't Nemo actually, you know, one weird thing, isn't Nemo a male in the movie? Isn't the fish male, not female? Now that I think about it, Nemo is male, right? It's his son, right? His son is Nemo, right? Or am I crazy? I think I'm right. I think Nemo is actually supposed to be a boy. But anyway, all right. So probably f6 bishop f7, maybe e5 next move. Probably f6 bishop f7 e5. Try to open up the center here if you can. Although knight b3 dangerous, knight b3 knight a5 very dangerous. I think MVL is going to lose this game, by the way. Yeah, I think MVL is going to lose here. Knight b3 knight a5 is a big problem. Although he does have e5, I guess. There's g4 first, g4 back, and then probably has to play e5 anyway. But after takes bishop e5 bishop e5 takes white's just have a pawn probably. Knight b3 knight a5. This is starting to look very, very scary. This knight a5 moves you can't really guard on c7 or b8, and if you can't guard, knight a5 is good, maybe f3 is good, f3 knight a5, both moves look really good. There's also knight a4 somewhere in here too to go for knight b6, and these knights are really, really jumpy on the edge of the board. Yeah, like knight a4 and knight a5. Look at these knights. These knights are jumping. I'm not even sure which move is better, but both the knights are jumping. Did I predict a winner? I think Nihal is a small favorite, but I wouldn't say like it's guaranteed. I think Nihal is a small favorite because I assume his bullet prowess and just the way he's a fighter is it really shown through, shown through, right? Past tense. When I played against him, where like even though he was losing the match, he kept trying to fight. I feel like his ability to continue fighting is going to pay dividends in the bullet specifically. Even if he's down, I think he's going to keep fighting back. So that's why I expect Nihal to win. Okay, we get knight a5 here, rook a7, knight a4. This is pretty ugly. Knight a4. Okay, king f2. Interesting. Not the move I would have played, but I guess he still figures he has time to go knight a4. So, all right. You once said Nihal reminds you a lot of yourself. Why is that? Oh, b5 crusher takes knight c6 knight e7 is GG, and takes knight d5 is game over. Yeah, Maxime is just completely cooked here. There's GG with these knights. These knights are too jumpy every which way. b5 is an excellent move from Nihal. It's just game over immediately. There's gonna be 4-3 here, and they have 14 minutes left, so there might be 2 more games. I feel like the over under generally it's around 9 games if it's low. Knight c6 is just GG's. I'm kind of surprised that Maxime is playing on here, because honestly I would just resign. Like if I were playing here I'd probably just resign. What was the Emery Tate like? Interesting guy. He was interesting. There was good and bad. Good and bad, that's what I would say. I mean, but the thing is, does MVL really want to run out the clocks? I assume for MVL you want more games. Like you have to assume Nihal's the favorite in Bullet, right? Yeah, I played Emery. I did a video on YouTube. I played Emery, I believe 4 or 5 times over the board. Yeah, I did play him. Probably knight b6 and c6 is GG. Yeah, so Maxime just resigns, not surprising. 4-3. Do I coach chess players? I mean, I have occasionally in the past, but not right now. No, not right now, that's for sure. Because we get the semi-trash here from Nihal with c5 and d5. Pretty standard. e3 or e4, both moves are playable. Did Tate draw? I think my score against Emery was 3 wins and 1 draw, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 3 draws and 3 wins for me and 1 draw, if I remember correctly. But regardless, not a big deal. Tyler 1. I saw Tyler 1's. I said before, I think Tyler 1 will get to. I think his peak is somewhere around 1200 before he hits the permanent wall. Somewhere around 1200, I think, is when he'll hit the permanent wall. He's playing chess every day, which is great, but I think the wall is going to be 1200. That's my prediction. Probably you go like bishop d6 or bishop e7 or queen a5. I think it's also a move here, or bishop b4, also a decent move. The castles. Why am I at a wall at 1400? Well, you can actually trade knights and maybe take on f6 here, but people are saying Tyler 1 would hit 2000 within a year. LMAO, no chance. No chance of that, actually. Literally no chance. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean there's just no chance, because he's going to hit the wall, and once he hits the wall, he's either going to have to really grind and start studying and doing everything even beyond what he's doing now, or he's just going to stop. Yeah. He reached 1100 playing the cow. The openings don't matter at all at that level. Don't matter one bit, one iota, as we say. But yeah, I mean, unless he's gonna like, I mean, 2000 is what, 1600. 2000 online is roughly 1600 over the board, plus minus 400. Just, that's not realistic unless he literally drops everything. If he dropped league and he just started streaming chess every day, I mean, theoretically it's possible. I still think it's very unlikely, but theoretically it's at least possible. There's no wall in chess. Yes, Elham, exactly, no walls. Yeah, probably bishop f5 here, I assume, and bishop e4 must be right. But you guys, it's not purely about playing. That's the thing. It's more than playing. You have to play certain openings. You have to study. It's not purely about playing. There's only so far you're going to get based off of just playing games. That's what people don't realize. Like they think they don't realize all that goes into it. It's the same reason, you know, if someone asked me, can they get to master level if they just start now at 30 years old? The answer is going to be no, because there's certain things that are just lost in translation once you're past a certain age. There's certain things that as a kid you can somehow internalize them or learn them that you can't learn at a past a certain age. It's not even quantifiable, I would say. I don't think there's a way you can actually quantify it. That's the thing. You can't quantify it. It's brain plasticity. Yeah, I guess I've heard that word many times, or neuroplasticity, or whatever it's called. Yeah. Yeah, you got bishop f3 here. So okay, Maxime trying to put pressure on the pawn on center, queen a5. I like it, hitting the pawn on c3 here. With an AI you can't, lol. Okay, whatever, dude, whatever. Yeah, yeah. Okay, they changed the scene. Here we go. I started doing the COVID during COVID and got to 2000. Well, also, you know, to be fair, like when I say master, I am talking over the board. I'm not talking online. Like when I say 2200, I mean over the board. But still, like, I mean, the thing is, everyone hits a wall at some point. Everyone hits the wall. There's no straight going straight up. It's just a question of how high is it. Yeah, I don't know why I'm seeing all these weird levy questions. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I do love it. On some threads, they act like there's some huge massive falling out between us, which of course is not the case at all. So yeah, it's kind of weird to see some of the things people say on the internet, just kind of wild sometimes. MVL is up a point here, but I don't love his position in this game. Bishop d3 strange. So he's going to give up a pawn. He's going to argue that white has this Swiss cheese hole on e4 down the road, and you've weakened the pawns on f4 and g4, like rook f8 and knight e4, like rook f8 and knight e4, or rook c8 first. He wants to basically go after these weak pawns and then play on the light squares, the Swiss cheese holes on c4 and e4. Yeah, 2000 over the board, it's like 2500 online. That's true. It's plus 400. Yeah, exactly. Wait, yeah, it's like 20. Yeah, because online is plus 400, right? Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Maybe like knight e4, knight b6, knight c4. I don't really like this position so much for Maxime here. Can we get a Fabiano sub battle? Hard to find. Why is online higher than over the board? I assume it's just like the rating system or whatever. I like knight b6 here with the idea of c4 queen a6, and if black can get D's knights like c4 and e4, look at D's knights, terrible bishop. Black is in great shape with D's knights. Yeah, he plays knight b6. D's knights are really good. Ratings are inflated online. Yeah. I think there's a good chance that I think there's a very good chance the match is evened out after this. Let's see what we get here from Nihal. Who's better, Prague or Nihal? I mean, Prague is better rounded in the formats that matter the most, I guess you could say right now. I mean, like, I think Nihal probably in rapid is as good as Prague, and in blitz and bullet, of course, there's no doubt. But in classical, Prague is better than Nihal, and classical and rapid matter more than blitz and bullet in the current world. So because they matter more, I would have to say Prague for that simple reason. I'm wondering if this is gonna be the final game. There's 6 minutes left. I think these guys are gonna get one more game in. There's unless this game goes for three extra minutes, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Got knight c4, probably rook e4 here. I really like this position. Look at the knight on c4, and look at these terrible pawns here on e3, d4, c3. Amazing position here for black. Has Ding retired? I don't know what's going on with Ding Lauren. I have no idea. But yeah, not a good position. Just like b6 here, just guard the pawn. Maybe this knight is gigantic, and the grip on the light squares here is amazing. Bullet and blitz becoming more important because of the internet. No, it is becoming more important, but I'm saying that right now classical and rapid matter the most. At the end of the day, they do. Probably just like queen a4, queen d7, and rook e8. I go 1 2. Yeah, I play queen a4, queen d7, hit the pawn, then go rook e8, and really try to crush him with either f5 or h5 or g5. When you say over the board, talking about feeding, yeah, I'm talking about USCF and feeding. If you're like 600 online, it should be 200 roughly over the board if you played. Yeah, like queen d7 here. I mean, it's just such a nice position for black. Okay, he goes to h5. I love this too. He's gonna go rook e6, queen d7, rook g6. Bad stuff is happening to MVL on the king side. Bad stuff. King h2, maybe rook e6. Ah, but why does rook g1, rook g5? Maybe Nihal mess this up a little bit. Still very good position. Probably there's gonna be one more game in this portion if I had to guess. Yeah. Who would I rather play? I don't really have a preference, but I would say I'd rather play maybe rook f4. I'd rather play Nihal simply because I haven't played him that much and he's a younger player, so it might be more exciting. That's what I would say. But overall, it doesn't matter to me. I just probably just because he's younger, I'd like to play him. Okay, so 2 minutes versus 4:10. I don't think this game is going to go for another 60 moves, but let's see. This could be the very last game of the 5+1 portion. Will you do sub battles again? Maybe down the road. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, queen d3, rook e8, king h7, h6, g6, of course. And maybe rook e7, queen f5. I mean, it feels very hard to play because the knight is still really good on these light squares. I'm playing the World Blitz. I don't know when the World Blitz in Rapid is. I have no idea, you guys. There's no information on when the event is going to be held, so I have no idea. Yeah, your guess is as good as mine, seriously. Yeah, no idea. I think there's gonna be one more game. MVL's in trouble. I mean, yes, it's a draw perfect play, but can MVL survive this with a bishop versus the knight? The knights are always better than bishops in low time situations. I mean, you've got to go g6. I don't know why Nihal's thinking king takes, loses to rook h8, takes, there's rook g8 and rook g7. I don't know why Nihal is thinking versus just blitzing g6. Yeah, queen f5, of course. Why was bishop h4? I'm confused. Why was bishop h4 good? Bishop g5 is apparently holding. Nihal's got to move. Tricky situation here for both players. Like rook d7 maybe. Rook d7. Nihal's blundered. Rook f7, king h6. There's bishop h4. Wait, Maxim's mating him. Bishop g5. Oh, Maxim's mating him. Oh, Nihal got mated. That is a heartbreaker for Nihal. That is a heartbreaker. That is a game he never should have lost in a million years. Oh, that's a heartbreaker. Ouch. Okay, so one more game. Wow. That's a heartbreaker for Nihal. Because now it's back to 5-3. Yeah, he's upset. Yeah, he is upset. Yeah, I'd be upset too. Do I still regret not getting second place? No, I don't really regret it at all. A, you can't go back in time and change things, but B, a lot of good stuff has happened since then. So I don't know, like if I had to take like 6 months off to prepare, I don't know if it would have been worth it. Truth be told, I don't know if it would have been. Yeah, let's see. I mean, I assume Nihal's still the favorite, I would say, but we'll see. Yeah. Probably c4. Yeah, Nihal plays c4. Explosive move here, trying to explode the position. Nihal is sleepy. I mean, Nihal is in India where it's very, very late. It's very late. Will I play the World Championship next year if I qualify? Yes, but will I qualify? Very unclear. You can just stream your World Championship prep. Yeah, and then lose every game out of the opening. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah. Lose every game out of the opening. I like where your mind is at. Yeah. Knight takes d4. Wait, what is Maxim doing here? Like queen c2? Oh, you can also just take and go bishop c4. It's apparently just losing. No, now look at MVL's face. Do you see MVL's face? He's like, what the heck? He did that side look. Yeah. Maybe just queen c2 here. Do I think Vida and Prague are the best overall players across all formats, given that Gukesh has quite bad results? I don't know. Vida is hard to judge. Prague probably, but I don't know. I feel like Prague, Nihal, Arjun, and Gukesh, all four of them have great futures ahead of themselves. No, Nihal's gonna win this game, I think, if he uses his time correctly. But this is gonna be the last game of the portion. The timer is out here. Apparently knight b5 is a mistake. I don't know why, but apparently it is. Oh, because after queen a5 queen c2 there's some knight d2. No, I guess not. f5, what? Okay, weird. If Nihal loses this game, it's going to start to be difficult though, because he's down by 2. If he's down by 3 after the 5+1, it's not the end of the world, but it's starting to go in the wrong direction. And based on Nihal's time usage, I feel like MVL is probably the small favorite. If Maxime can keep moving at the pace he's moving so far on the 3+1 and Nihal's just slow, same way he's been thus far, I think it's gonna be very tough for play. Is Maxime playing from New Zealand? No, why would he be playing from New Zealand? Yeah, I don't know why he would be. That would be kind of weird. Is Alireza a lost talent? I think it's pretty safe to say that Alireza's potential, considering where it was a couple of years ago, it is a big loss for chess. I think so. I mean, I'm not saying that he won't still be a very good player, but I think that Alireza, who could have maybe gone to like 2850, 2900, those days are gone. And I think it's very, very sad for chess. I do. Very sad. No, I mean, when Alireza was just going up after he qualified for the candidates, everything was looking very good for him. I think if he had kept playing, you never know where he would have gotten to. But when he took that 9-month break and basically prepared for the candidates and didn't play chess, I feel like, you know, something was lost. Yeah, something was definitely lost. We don't even know why, I guess. No, Alireza could still become world champion, but I'm saying his peak potential is lower than it was at that time. Like he could still become the best player in the world, but he's never gonna have, like, he's not gonna get to like 2900. Not that he ever would have anyway, but if he had kept playing rather than taking that long break, I think he would probably be a better player than he is now. I would say there was a real chance. COVID happened, he couldn't focus on OTB. He was playing OTB during the pandemic in 2020. In late 2020 he played the Grand Swiss tournament in Riga, Latvia, I believe, if I have the location correct, and he actually was in the top 2 to qualify for the candidates. So you're actually wrong when you say that. No, you're wrong when you say that, because he qualified from the tournament in Latvia during the heart of the pandemic. Yeah. Camera scene change. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Knight b1 logical, so that you can trade without hanging the horse. Probably does rook d5 here. I mean, black's, it's even material, but I'd rather be black. Yeah, he might have gotten burnt out. Like, I don't know if he got burnt out or what, but I'm just saying that at that time he was flying high, he was playing a lot, he was being sharp and active. And when he took that break to only study for the candidates, and the candidates went poorly for him, I just feel like something was lost along the way. That's not to say he's not still a great player, because he is obviously a great player, but I just feel like he's not going to get as good as he maybe could have if he hadn't taken that long break. Why so few American talents? I think because it's very hard to pursue chess. I think that's why. Yeah, I think that's why. In knight d2, trying to trade off the knights, weaken these 2 pawns on c5 and b5 here. Let's see what Maxime will do. Hikaru's a new talent. I mean, I'm obviously a good player, but so what? Probably rook d2 here. Maxime does have the 2 bishops, but can he actually keep these pawns rolling up the board is really the big question mark here. No, I think probably the biggest talent in the US right now, I would actually say, is probably Sam Sevian. In terms of like pure ability or chance, I would say Sevian is the best. I'm not saying that just because. I'm saying that because I think that Sevian is I think Sevian, he's never been able to fulfill the potential in the big tournaments, but he has shown that he can be a very dangerous player. I mean, Sevian is like 40 points higher rated than Hans Niemann. That's just a fact. Sevian I believe is 2700. So is Ray Robson. I mean, both of them are quite a bit higher rated. Let's see. I mean, I think they're around 27. Let's see. Alice on a great trajectory. Yes, she is. We'll see how far she goes. But yeah, like Shanklin and Sevian are 2698, Ray Robson 2699. They're both about 30 plus above him. Sevian over Fabiano? No, I said Sevian over the other juniors. Yeah, if I'm gonna say Sevian's better than Fabiano, I'm smoking something. Let's be honest. Yeah, if I'm gonna say that Sevian's better than Fabiano, you should like examine my brain for damage. Yeah, you better be examining my brain for damage if I say that. MVL big chance here, up 2 points a match with the 2 Bs. Big chance to win. He goes F4. Nice move to undermine the knight on D4. I mean, I don't know if Sevian's going to get there, but I'm just saying when I look at the way he can play against the top players, I see that he has chances. It's not to say that he will, but now the bishops are amazing. You're going to go bishop E5 and mate him. Also, his king is so safe with the 2 Bs, and the Bs just target all the diagonals, like bishop E5 maybe bishop D4, bishop D4. Bishop E5 looks right, but there might be knight G4. Yeah, the pawn is so annoying, and the activity of the 2 Bs and the king safety. King is so safe here. Got all this protection around the king. D's B's B bussin'. Yes, exactly. Well, let's see. Okay, so Nihal wants to sack the rook for the pawn here. So queen D4, good move. Sevi did very well in the 9LX. Yeah, he did great. So they're headed on the break here. Probably just drop back. I don't know, one of these 2 squares probably goes to F6 just so the king can come out. Maybe like rook D8 here. You got to cut off the bishop D5 trick. Still not easy to win though. This is a game that could have very big implications on the overall match. Oh, bishop D4. Oh, so nice. And the time situation just impossible for Nihal. If Nihal doesn't move quicker in the 3+1, this is going to be a bloodbath. It's not even going to be close. Yeah, C2 or C2 knight A3 maybe doesn't quite work. But even just like rook A2 or king F7 E6, all roads lead to Rome here. Maybe rook E2 also good. Whoa, thank you to OU812 Dad for the 10 gifted subs. Thank you to OU812 Dad. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Oh, did MVL just MVL just blundered. Oh no. Oh, MVL is trying to cheese him on the clock and he just blundered king G1 knight C3. MVL got distracted by the sub gift. Exactly. Time usage absolutely horrible by MVL. Horrible. He's gonna have to go like bishop E3 and bishop F4. Takes king G1 knight D4 rook F3 bishop G3 rook F3. Nope, that's not it. Time is just killing Nihal. Rook F3 was the draw and he missed it. Rook F2 and rook D2 wins.